birthday freaks. I am here to do an unboxing. I had a birthday on Thursday, last Thursday, and one of the things I got treated to was a little bit of the devil's cardboard. I received all kinds of tarot decks, and so over the next few days, I'm going to be doing some unboxings and also doing readings simultaneously. So it'll be lots of fun. This here is the Angel Tarot, and it's by Travis McHenry. And this is what we're going to be unboxing, and comes in a very nice, lovely, sturdy box. Okay, I always love it when decks come in a box like this. And we're going to have a look at it, okay? I am familiar with this deck because I've seen people doing readings with it, and I've wanted this deck for a long time. So I'm really excited to check it out. This is really beautiful packaging. Okay, the attention to detail, I really appreciate that. Let's see here. We got, this is very, I mean, the presentation is gorgeous. I'm impressed with the presentation already. I like the, this nice ribbon there. Okay, so let's check it out. Got this book. Okay, it's a nice book, good quality book, not flimsy. Let's just get a look at the inside. Even the pages inside, nice, glossy pages with a breakdown of the meaning of the card. Very nice. This is really nice. I'm impressed. Let's see. Something about downloading a free oracle card reading. Yeah, we don't need that. We don't need that. All right. I love that they do this. They have the ribbon, so it helps you take out the cards and stuff without any damage, which is really nice. Packaging makes a big difference. It actually makes a big difference with the quality of the cards and just the ability to maintain them and keep them in good condition. We got beautiful gold edging on these. That's fantastic. I love that. Beautiful, beautiful cards. Let's look at the back here. Okay. And I'm just going to flip through each one rather quickly. We might stop on one in particular if I get like any kind of, download that comes in with it. And after I show you all the whole deck, then we're going to break them in. We're going to do our first collective reading and just see what messages want to come in for us. Okay. So we have the Chariot, Michael, who is like God. Wheel of Fortune, Metatron, the recording angel. And it's interesting, they have little points, bullet points underneath too. This one says, advancement and progress teaches, guides, and records events in the book of life. See, you get the title up here. Tells you what tarot card it's associated with. You get the imagery. And then it gives you a little kind of a bullet point on what the card is about, how the energy is coming through the card. The moon, Gabriel, God is my strength. The lovers, Haniel, joy of God. The tower, Uriel, the fire of God. Oh, read this one? Okay. I was told to read the little bullet point reading on this one. Disruption, warns of disasters, aids in transformation. Well, that's what we're all going through right now. And we are leading up to that solar eclipse on the new moon in Scorpio on the 25th. It's a time of drastic, transformation where what wasn't seen back in April is coming to light. And with that illumination, there may be some disruption, and towers can come through in different ways. Sometimes they're destructive, but sometimes they're also illuminating. Sometimes it brings something exciting and totally unanticipated. Okay. So I encourage you to, work with reprogramming your mind and how you think of the tower. Sometimes the tower can blow your mind in the best way. All right. That's what I'm getting here. The Fool, Bahuya, the exalting God. Okay. Two of Wands, Jeliel, the helping God. Three of Wands, Sitiel, the hope of God. Queen of Wands, Elamaya, the hidden God. Four of Wands, Mahasya, God the Savior. Knight of Pentacles, Lelahel. Lelahel. I think that's Lelahel, the praiseworthy God. Five of Pentacles, Akaya, the forbearing God. Ace of Pentacles, Kahithel, the adored God. Oh, I like that one. I like that one. I just got an interesting message with this one. Like, be aware. Be aware, collective, that as you step into your blessings, as you step into what's coming forward for you now, those of you who have been really doing your work, and I know there's a lot of you that have been doing your work. It's been coming up in the readings. Yeah, there's people working through their shadow stuff for sure, but there's also people who've really been showing up and doing the work. And where you've been sweeping your side of the street, you've been walking, the good red road, and you've been doing the work. You can trust there's blessings coming your way, but there really is a need. There really is a need for those that are still caught in their shadow, that are still, tying up the loose ends of their work. There is a need for you to have your protection up at this time, okay? I'm just tuning into that adored God message there. And this is interesting. This says, divine blessings drives away evil spirits, rules agricultural production. Just got for my growers out there, again, guard your crops, okay? That's an interesting message coming through, but there is this need to be aware that, your harvest is coming in. That's probably why that came in. Your harvest is coming in. And there's going to be people that are still, kind of working through the karmic stuff. We've all been working through the karma, so it's not that, any of us are better than the other, okay? We're just at different places on our paths, and some people are still doing karmic cleanup work, okay? And in that case, they may direct some envy. They may direct some, negative energy your way. And so it's important to have your protection up. Be aware of this. Hierophant, Haziel, the merciful God. Six of Pentacles, Aladia, the favorable God. Okay. King of Swords, Laoya, the exalted God. Page of Swords, Ahaya, the God of refuge. You hear Ted drinking away back there? Page of Pentacles, Izelel, God sung above all. Eight of Swords, Mabahel, God protector and savior. Nine of Swords, Hariel, the comforting God. That's interesting imagery. It's like, don't worry. If you're taking your lashings right now, you got help to see you through. It may seem like a lot. Those of you who are, going to be getting some lashings, dealing with negative repercussions for the actions you took, it might be rough. It might be rough, but it's kind of one of those things like this hurts me more than it hurts you. Like it's sort of like spirit saying it's not easy to have to dole out, the repercussions, and it may not be easy either for those of you that are moving forward. Those of you that are moving forward and you're moving into your blessings, that kept your side of the street clean, that, did your work, that showed up, you were honest, you're going to get your come up. You're going to get your opportunity to move forward, step into your harvest, everything you've grown, everything you've created for yourself. And it may be hard to watch those that you have to leave behind kind of, get the shit end of the stick, so to speak. It might be difficult, but you have to remember that sometimes you got to just let people learn their lessons the hard way. You have to let go. You can't control how they learn their lessons, and people make their own choices. You made yours too. You made yours about how you chose to walk that path. So do be mindful of this. And I'm reading this right here. It says purification, protection from the impious religious sentiments. Okay, so like just send up some prayers for these people if you're feeling a sense of guilt about moving forward. If there's some people, places, things you need to leave behind, to step onto your path now. You need to have strength with Hakamaya, the raising God. Let spirit lift you up. You've traveled the hard road for a long time. It's time to experience some levity. Loyalty, delivery from those who seek to oppress brings victory. All right? Ten of Swords, Luia, the marvelous God. Justice, Khalil, the invocable God. Yeah, and I feel like this is what we need to invoke right now. We're still in Libra season, all right? So let's remember that this is all about a time of bringing about balance. And sometimes the scales tip in your favor and sometimes they don't. But there's always a reason why we're going through what we're going through. And it's in order for us to grow and come into alignment with our true purpose. Justice makes truth known in court, causes innocence to prevail. And so for those of you who are dealing with court cases, I see there being a favorable judgment, coming about from that. Where there is innocence, you will prevail. Where you were unjustly wronged, that's going to be corrected. And this is also like spiritual court, is going down right now. And there will be a balancing. There will be a balancing, but it's like by your own deeds, it will be done. That's what we need to remember with this eclipse energy coming in. This cycle started back in April. So how have you been moving since April? Are you proud of how you've conducted yourself? Can you honestly say that you feel, like you've been walking in harmony with your path, and where you've been treating others with love and respect, where you've been making sometimes the really tough choices, but doing the right thing? And what is the right thing? The right thing is the thing that's in alignment with your personal integrity and the ability to communicate honestly, honestly about your position, to not mislead, to not coerce, to not try to control or manipulate, where you have really, done your work and you've been true to your integrity and your path. You will see those scales balance in your favor, and you can trust that anybody who's been holding you back, they're going to be held accountable. Two of Cups, Luia, the swiftly hearkening God. Queen of Cups, Pahalia, the God, the Redeemer. The Hangman, Nelchiel, the only God. Oh, I love the symbolism of that. Desire for knowledge, protects from liars, evil spells, and bad spirits. That's right. That's right. Sometimes you just need to let go and totally trust. You don't need to fight. You hear a lot about spiritual warfare out there here in Tarot land, and it's true. It's out there. It is. It is for real. It's out there. But the thing is that you don't need to fight with it. As soon as you begin to fight with it, you are actively engaged. You get courted into that dynamic. It's about you being able to completely let go, give yourself over, trust. Trust in what is true for you. Trust in your spiritual connection. Trust in the power of love, the power of truth, the power of your integrity and your ability to stand in that place. And sometimes you got to you got to let go. You got to let people go ahead and, direct their shit your way. Let them gossip, let them bring negativity onto your path, and just don't feel the need. Don't feel the need to defend yourself. Why do you need to defend yourself? If you're walking in truth, you're walking in truth. Truth will protect you. Nobody can have power over you when you're walking in truth. And truth is about living an honest life. It means you put yourself out there on Front Street. You're not playing games. You're not hiding from anybody. So when you live your life like that, when you're not operating covertly, when you're not being secretive, when you're not working in factions and doing all this like subterfuge shit, like nothing can have any power over you. Those who move in the dark, they're the ones who have given over their power, because they have to keep everything secret. They have to keep everything clandestine. They have to keep everything hidden. And the imminent proposition of exposure at any minute actually keeps them pressed under the thumb. And isn't that what it really means to crush the serpent under the heel? This kind of energy. So there's no need to engage in it. If you engage in it, then it's almost like you're confirming the bullshit that these people are spewing about you. You're justifying them. So make sure that you stand in your own truth and that you feel solid in that you don't need to defend yourself. Truth is evident, right? Truth is evident. Pay attention to how people move. It will reveal the truth. But things that were done in the dark, they are coming to light. They are coming into light. 3 of Cups, the right hand of God. Fame and renown, influences commence, voyages and great discoveries. Like I said, that wheel is going to turn in favor of those who have been doing the work, and the blessings are coming in. Not everybody's going to like it, but you're also going to find out at this time who has been holding things up, who has been working against you, who has been trying to sour people's sweetness towards you. Some of it may be shocking when you realize who hasn't been true to you. It might be a little hard to swallow, but again, it's like, take your hands off of it. It's not your job to kind of met out punishment. Just let it go. Trust that things are balancing out, and they'll own their actions for sure. 4 of Cups, Malejo, God deflecting evil, healing capacity, protection from weapons, safety and travel. Okay. So as you make this change from the old life to the new, it might feel a little unstable. It might feel a little disruptive. You're making, what feels like a daunting passage, but more of that is really stemming from the experiences you've been through. Like, don't take any of that past shit with you moving forward. You can leave it behind you. You might think, why is she swearing with an angel deck? Like, what's up with that? I always hear people talking about how you have to be so pious to work with angels. You have to be so perfect, but no, you don't. I've been working with angels for a long time. I have a deep connection with the angels. And let me tell you, I cuss like a sailor, as I'm sure you've figured out. And I'm really rough around the edges at times. I can be mouthy. I can be argumentative. I'm not always the easiest person for the angels to work with. I'm sure that they kind of like, oh, not again. They probably go that space quite a bit with me. But I have a deep connection with them, and they do work through my life and the work that I do. And, they don't require your perfection. Okay. So, maybe you feel a little awkward as you're moving into this next passage of your life. Maybe there's some people who have judgments about the actions you're taking. You know, maybe they're trying to play on your guilt, or maybe they're telling you you're too this or you're too that. Like, don't worry about that. Like, all that energy is being deflected. Like, you're in a place of moving forward toward your healing. Your healing. What's on the other side of the difficulties you went through? And you don't have to worry about this passage. You're protected, and you don't need to take on anybody's judgments or projections about how you're choosing to move forward. All right. Knight of Wands. Hallelujah. 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 God the good in himself. Ooh, I like that. Stuck to this card too. So I feel like there's a message here with these two. So I'm going to bring them in together. And then we got the Magician, Nithalia. Spiritual wisdom and magic helps one gain wisdom and power. Spiritual wisdom power. Why did I say that? Spiritual wisdom and magic helps one gain wisdom and discover hidden secrets. Maybe you're about to discover your power. Maybe you weren't aware of your power before. God, the good in himself, protection, prevents discovery of secret crimes, saves exiles. This is spicy. Okay. I like that. I like that message coming in together like that. You know, it's kind of like, remember, isn't that funny? I was just talking about how the angels aren't always all about, like, you don't have to be perfect. And sometimes the end justifies the means. Sometimes you have to do things, you have to take a strong course of action. Maybe other people wouldn't understand it, but it serves the higher good, all right? I am a Libra. It is Libra season, all right? Libras are the devil's advocate. They hold shadow and light in balance. It's an interesting message that came in there. 5 of Wands, Haya, God listening in concealment. Okay. Page of Wands, Arathel, the preventing God. Ooh, it was sticking to this card, so let's check this out. What is this preventing? Preventing propagation of light, confounds the wicked and slanders, saves from enemies. I'm loving this energy, man. And it's sticking to this. Ooh, sticking to the 6 of Wands, protecting your victory, protecting all you worked hard for, that which is earmarked for you, your birthright, what you've earned, what you've earned. I don't think a lot of people get, like, the people that are going to be getting a come up, they're getting a come up because they worked really fucking hard for it. Nothing was handed to them. They had to work really hard through this cycle to get everything that's coming their way, every blessing that's coming their way. They did the work. They did the work, and that's why they're getting the harvest, man. 6 of Wands, God who took evil. 6 of Wands, Sehia, God who took evil. Longevity, protects against infirmities. Okay? So sometimes this is interesting. If, people are feeling envious of you, that it can put kind of like a pox on you. And if you don't have good shielding, if you're not taking care of your energetic boundaries, sometimes this can manifest as illness. Sometimes it can manifest as sickness. So if you've been feeling under the weather, if you've been feeling really tired, if you've been feeling run down, or if you've been feeling foggy headed, or if you've noticed you've had your throat chakra blocked, you find yourself having a hard time getting the words out, you might want to question, like, is this energy that I've taken on, that I've taken in, that doesn't belong to me? And, like, purify your energy, do some smoke cleansing, take some spiritual baths, put up some energetic boundaries. Okay. Envision any kind of force field you want around you. You can make it whatever you want. You can make it a color. You can make it whatever you want. And I encourage you, don't stick with the same thing, man. Change up what you use for your psychic protection daily. Don't ever throw up the same psychic protection. Okay. 7 of Wands, Rael, the expected God. Okay. Ace of Wands, Omiel, the patient God. Eight of Pentacles, Lesible, God the teacher. The star, Basaraya, God the just. Nine of Pentacles, Ihuya, the omniscient God. King of Pentacles, Lahaya, the adored God. Temperance, Shwakia, the God of joy. Oh, and this is stuck to 3 cards, so I'm going to read these together for the collective. Temperance, Shwakia, the God of joy. Reconciliation regains the favor of those one has offended. Okay, so maybe there's been a falling out with somebody. Maybe there's been a misunderstanding. Maybe there's something that each of the parties involved in this situation has not been able to see up until now that's going to be illuminated as you move toward that solar eclipse energy coming in on the 25th. Helps bring things back into a state of balance. 10 of Pentacles, Manadel, the honorable God. Inner and outer work. Helps one keep their job, protects against disasters, okay? So maybe this is a case where, you know, there's been something you've really built for yourself. And maybe this has to do with what you've built, you know, with others. And there's been a disruption in something you've built with others. This could be a community. This could be a relationship. This could be a friendship. This could be a business project, okay? But through doing the inner and outer work, you know, there's an opportunity to get back on the same page, you know, come into a place of reconciliation, come into a new place of understanding with each other. It was 27:27 on the clock when I said that. 9-9, okay? 9-9, ending old cycles that lead to a spiritual blessing of coming back into alignment, back into partnership. 9-9, 18, 9, triple nines, 27, 9, okay? Big 9 energy. There's a need to close up the old cycle so it doesn't taint the new beginnings coming forward. And then we got 2 of Swords, Aniel, God, Lord of all virtues, breaking the circle, lifts opposing the blocking energy, lifts opposing barriers, brings victory. And I love this. Look at the imagery. Normally the 2 of Swords, it's crossed over in protection. Look, cutting through that which creates a barrier between coming into that place of reconciliation, coming into that place of alignment, coming into that place of understanding, doing the inner work, the outer work, and coming into that place of union where division can be unified, you know, brought back to a meeting point. And there's some kind of healing that's happening here. And it lifts what's been opposing and brings forward motion. Queen of Swords, Hamia, God, the hope of all the earth, and is sticking to a card. So we're going to take both of these 2. Queen of Swords, that is Libra energy, big Libra energy. It is Libra season. It's also air sign energy, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This may be a particular blessing message coming in for you all, this message that comes in here. I don't know why I said blessing message. I haven't even read this yet. That's what I got, though. God, the hope of all the earth. Ritual and ceremony can acquire all the treasures of heaven and earth. That sounds like a pretty fucking big blessing, Air Collective. That sounds like a pretty big blessing. I just got, you know, do a ritual ceremony of gratitude. You know, it's so important that we remember what we're grateful for. And this is really about you thinking about what held you back. What held you back? You know, what was the burden? What were those things that you were struggling with during your time in the shadow? Can you look at what you're grateful for about that now? Maybe do a ritual around that. Do a ritual around how the light got in that wound and what a blessing it was for you, what you learned, how you grew. Give up thanks for the strength that you were given to get through this difficult cycle. And when I'm speaking of the astrological signs, as I bring this in, this any strong placement in the chart, sun, moon, rising, Venus, North Node, we're going to throw in Mercury, Mars because of what's been going on at this time, as well as a packed house for that sign, okay? And we got 3 of Swords that came in with this message. So Rahel, the quickly forgiving God, love and submission, cures illness, influences paternal love, gives long life. All right, air sign, collective, you are going to be going through some kind of healing process. There's some kind of love that comes through, and this giving over to love, the need not to be guarded, the need to be able to forgive, with that reconciliation energy that came in. There may be somebody you need to forgive, and then you find the place to love with this person. It's sort of like remembering, like, all things are possible. If you have this gratitude for what you've been through, and if you mark this, I feel like it's really important to do some kind of ritual where you really express your gratitude. Then you're going to acquire all the treasures of heaven and earth. Like the keys are all inside of you. And it's about you opening up your heart to understanding that even in situations where maybe people didn't do the right thing, maybe people did hurt you, they didn't move correctly, you can find forgiveness. And what I want to speak to in regard to forgiveness is that there's this belief that you can't heal until you forgive. And sometimes really, really unjust things happen that are unforgivable, that are true evils. But there's this need to not be attached to it. And I think that people need to understand that sometimes forgiving just means I'm dropping this. Like, I'm not going to look at this anymore. I'm not going to stress on it anymore. I'm not going to grapple with it anymore. I'm not going to, even give this any mind. I'm just going to let it go. Sometimes that is forgiveness. That is letting go. Because again, if you're continually feeding this energy of what this person did to me and how negatively things went, if that's what you're feeding, then you're binding yourself to that situation. You're binding yourself to that energy, and only you can free yourself. And it comes from the forgiveness of saying, I'm not going to hold a grudge, because if I hold a grudge, I bind myself to this thing. Instead, I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to be grateful for the lessons I got from it, and I'm going to move forward boldly. And I got the keys to the kingdom inside of me. All doors will open up before me. Woo! Facts. Page of Cups. Iazel. God who rejoices. God who rejoices. God's like, yes, divine comfort. Gives consolation and protection from one's enemies. Like, yeah, you don't need to worry about balancing things out. That's not your job. That's not your job. Stay out of the ego. It's not your job. Give it over and trust. Your blessings are assured. 4 of Swords, Hahahel, the God of Trinity. The Emperor, Michael, like unto God. And these two are sticking together, and it's fitting because the Emperor is a card associated with Aries. We got Mars about to go retrograde. This is going to be a really interesting time opening up here, okay? So this one says, like unto God, political authority gives safe travel and protects against conspiracies. This is great. This is great. So I think there's also a lot of illumination that is going to be happening on a global level. I feel this. I think there's a lot of truth coming to light about what's been going on over the past few years. And this is going to bring illumination that kind of shines a light on the way forward for the greater collective as a whole, okay? 5 of Cups, Valia, God, King and Ruler, prosperity, destruction of the enemy, and deliverance from bondage. Fuck yeah. Yeah, we're freeing ourselves from that mental slavery, all that conditioning, all the fear mongering, all the stuff that's been programmed into the collective over these past couple of years. I feel like there's going to be a great coming to light, a great coming to light, a great coming to light. And I just got in cases where there's been injustice in relation to child trafficking, okay? It's harsh message. these people are going to be held fucking accountable, man. And it's about time. It's about time. All right. High priestess, Elahia, God the eternal, lasting. Six of Cups, Salia, God who stirs all men. Knight of Cups, Ariel, the revealing God. Seven of Cups, Azalea, God the just judge. We got three sticking together here too, so I'm taking these for us. Contemplation makes the truth known in legal proceedings. What was I just saying? Those involved in trafficking, all that fucking, you know, Ellis Island shit. All of this is coming to light, man. The Empress, Mahail, God, Father, the generous. Fertility and fruitfulness assures peace between married couples. Eight of Wands, Vahulyo, the great and exalted God. Grandeur makes one passionate toward God. I feel like this is kind of like the marriage of spirit within the self. You know, it's the conjuncto, the sacred union. And it's through coming into that place of union within ourselves that we're able to root as above, below, and make it manifest in reality. And I also see where there has been temptation, okay, where there's been third party interference in relationships, that there's this ability to kind of oust the person who's been the interfering party and get to the heart of what's been creating division in these situations. I just got there may have been some, you know, gossip and rumors and slander in association with this that's actually untrue, you know, untrue and needs to be rectified. And again, this is about connecting, you know, connecting with your spirit in order to really maintain your strength and trusting that there's an ability to transmute these things through having a higher spiritual perspective. King of Wands, Daniel, God, the merciful judge, and this is connected here, so we're going to take these. Eloquence gives answers to those in doubt. Okay, so yeah, again, maybe there was some dissension spread. You know, maybe people were gossiping and they were spreading lies about you in your partner's ear, you know, trying to cause dissension. You know, I think that you're definitely going to get the answers that will give you the illumination you need, so what is right can be preserved here. And we have Nine of Wands, Ahasya, God, the impenetrable secret, universal medicine, elevation of the soul, and the revelation of mysteries. There's a lot of alchemy going on in relationships. There's a lot of alchemy going on in relationships, and it's beginning within ourselves as well. And I feel like that inner alchemy, like coming into that place of balance within ourselves, our own polarities, allows us to become unified. And then once we're unified, then we can really come into unity with our person, right? But not when we're divided within ourselves. Judgment, Amia, God hidden in darkness. Ten of Wands, Naniel, God humiliating the proud. And we got here spiritual communication influences religious men, teachers, and men of law. Okay. And we got this right here, Ace of Cups, Nethael. God, the King of Heaven. Rejuvenation obtains mercy of God and gives long life. This is like being delivered. This is being delivered, you know, from those people who, you know, put you in a competitive position. Those of you who had difficulties in a relationship where there was third party interference. This is really about, those people who maybe thought that they were, getting an opportunity to strip you of your dignity, humiliate you. You're going to find that there's a balance coming about here. There's a balance coming about here. Pay attention to the messages you're receiving from spirit or your higher consciousness, your own intuition at this time. It's going to help you sort through this. It's going to help you sort through this. Who's been kind of working against you? Who's been bragging? That's what I just got. Who's been bragging? Who's been putting other people down? Who's been bragging? This is what you need to be mindful of. There's something here. There's some kind of dissension there. Queen of Pentacles comes up right after this, okay? I don't know. Earth sign energy. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Mabahia, the eternal God. Intellectual lucidity provides consolation and compensations. Right? Sounds like something's going to be made clear. Something's going to be made clear on an intellectual level. Like this is the facts. All right? Maybe you haven't been clear about the facts of the situation, but you're going to get the memo. All right? And there's some kind of consolation that comes through this. May not necessarily be what you want to hear, but sometimes it's the truth that sets you free, and that's what's needed in this situation. All right? There's something coming to light for you, and it provides some kind of compensation. And maybe that's just the compensation is that you can move forward now. You don't have to stay stuck, hung up on something that, was wasting your time. I got Two of Pentacles, Hoyle, God who supports the universe. Fortune and fame fulfills any request. Seven of Pentacles, Namaya, the lovely God. That's interesting. I got to go back to this one. Fortune and fame fulfills any request for that Queen of Pentacles energy. Strongly aspected Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is about you getting the truth, okay? You getting the truth. I feel like it might not be the easiest truth to look at just because of the consolation piece in there. But there's a compensation, and then the compensation is that you get to align with what's your true fortune, what's truly going to fulfill you, So maybe there's something that you asked for. Maybe there's an intention you put out there, something you wanted to receive. I'm getting really intense sentience right now, and my ear is buzzing. Maybe there's something that you really wanted to receive, and you had your mind set on, like, it has to come in this package, though. It has to be this person. It has to be this career opportunity. It needs to look just like this. And then you go through a loss, okay? But it's like a directional reroute. You get the truth in a situation. It's not the easiest truth to take, but the consolation is that there will be the compensation that's just for you, which puts you on alignment with your true blessing, okay? Your true blessing. All right? I really got that coming in. You're going to find your balance. Balance comes through this, okay? Fortune and fame fulfills any request. All right. Seven of Pentacles. Namaya, the lovely God. Three of Pentacles. ELL, God hearing lamentations. Knight of Swords, another sticker, another air sign. There's a lot of air sign collective coming through in this reading. Knight of Swords, Hararo, the all-pervading God. Intellectual richness protects fertility of women, makes children respectful toward their parents. And this comes in with Four of Pentacles, Misrael, God liberating the oppressed, self-atonement, cures mental illness, deliverance from persecution. Come on through. Come on through. Where you've been feeling oppressed, where you've been feeling depressed, where you've been feeling stuck, and you've been going through it, man, what you have invested your energy in, all that work you've done, your fertility, your blessing, it's going to come on through. And for those of you who have been really struggling with trying to get pregnant, this has been a big goal for you. Maybe you've been wanting to have a baby and you've felt like, you know, you've tried everything and maybe it just wasn't going to happen for you. I see it coming on through. And those of you who've been feeling difficulty in your relationship with your parents or with your children, okay? I feel like there's going to be some kind of, I just got, you're being released from a generational limitation. It's like healing a generational wound, you know, that was sort of like put on you. That really will help you gain a certain understanding where maybe you weren't being totally respectful to your parents, or maybe your children have been disrespectful towards you, and there's some peace about this was something that was inherited, and there's some kind of healing work that needs to be done around this that breaks this limitation, sort of frees you to have a new understanding of your parents, and a new understanding of your child, for those of you who are parents. And for those of you who've been wanting to have a baby, haven't been able to have a baby, I feel like it's weird to say it, but I'm going to say it. Some generational curse has been lifted. Maybe there's been a lot of women in your family who were infertile, and this is actually more of kind of like something that was like a pox that was put on the family line. Something is being reversed here. There's some big time healing happening here where you felt oppressed, where you've been persecuted. Justice is going to be restored there. Ace of Swords coming right after that. Umabel, God above all names elevated, affinity and friendship, obtain the friendship of anyone. You got friends in high places. That's what I just heard. All right. And we got these stuck here. 5 of Swords, Ehel. God, the highest being, desire to know the acquisition of wisdom. Okay. To 6 of Swords, Aniel, the gentle God. Perception of unity, protects against accidents, heals the sick. Yeah, there's a big healing here. And it's all because you wanted to align with the higher wisdom, all right? Aligning with the higher wisdom, which is to desire unity, to move away from division, and to do so by taking your hands off the wheel, so to speak, trusting where your heart leads you when you drop into your truth. It brings all the blessing and the way forward. Beautiful message. The sun, Mehiel, the vivifying God. The world, Dhammabiya, God, the source of wisdom. 7 of Swords, Manakal, God nurturing and maintaining everything. All right, and it was stuck to this, so I'm going to read both of these for the collective. God nurturing and maintaining everything. Knowledge of good and evil appeases divine anger, cures epilepsy. So maybe some of you have been struggling with, you've been having seizures. You're going to find some relief in that regard. You're going to learn what is the best choice of holistic therapies to use for that. I got comes in. You're going to learn what's really working for you and what's working against you. And those of you who've really been feeling angry and frustrated, I think you're going to understand how anger is really just what covers up the wounding. You're going to allow yourself to sort of melt that resistance and come into a place where you can actually heal. And this is going to bring a great balancing. This emotional healing is going to be bringing a great balancing of the physical imbalances you've been having. And it came in with 8 of Cups. Ayel, God, the pleasure of man's children. Transformation gives consolation in adversity. Okay, so if you've been struggling with health challenges, you know, you're going to find a way through. This situation is going to transform. And, you know, there's a healing process. The healing process can be uncomfortable. The healing process can be painful, right? But You're being held. You're going to get through this. 9 of Cups, Abuhia, God, the kindest giver. King of Cups, Roshel, God seeing everything. The Hermit, Iabamia, Word of God creating all. 10 of Cups, Haiel, God, Master of the Universe. Oh, and I love how this is ending. It's so perfect. It's so perfect with that new moon in Scorpio coming in. Solar eclipse, we got death, Muya, God, the end of the universe. We're going to read this one. Endings and rebirth, influences health and longevity. So yeah, we got a brand new cycle coming in here, collective. And I'm going to go ahead and just break these in. We're going to do a cut of the deck energy. I feel like we got a really good read out of that as we went through those cards. But I do want to give one kind of like closing message for the collective. What does the collective need to know as we prepare to have things illuminated for us with this solar eclipse, new moon in Scorpio that's going to be coming in? What message do you have for us, angels? The Emperor, Michael, like unto God, political authority, gives safe travel and protects against conspiracies. This is the big message coming in, all right? I think we're being asked, really collective, to consider the programming that's been in place. I'm going to deliver a strong message here. I got like a lot coming in right now. I'm like trying to ground the energy because I'm like, my head is feeling super swimmy and my ear is buzzing, all right? Beware of the deceiver as the deceiver comes in through media and delivers messages of division. It is time for us to take off our blindfolds to see things as they are, to align ourselves with truth and recognizing the truth is our humanity, that one energy that connects us to all. It's about us coming into a place of unity with each other so we can move forward boldly into that age of Aquarius and bring a new kind of world into being. We had this opportunity before back in the 60s. And we faltered, we lost the way, we got back on the path of consumerism, we got back on the path of being disconnected from the earth and what really matters, and we're being asked to reawaken to this again. Choose unity. Choose unity. 4 of Swords, Ahel, God of Trinity, mission, protects against slander and impious people. When you stand in truth and when you stand in that spirit of unity, when we unite together, nothing can overcome. Nothing can overcome. There's ultimate protection there. And that's the global message coming through for the collective right now. So be awakened. Be mindful of the programming of media. Be mindful of the agendas in play. They're there. And trust spirit. In other words, sink into your own truth. Listen more, not to outside authorities, but to the authority within yourself. It is spirit, God, higher consciousness communicating through you.